Man City have just knocked out Chelsea out the FA Cup, and I can't lie, that has made me very, very annoyed. And it serves me right for thinking that I could believe in this Chelsea squad or team to even pull them through something like this. Anyways, when it comes to their Wembley record, it's not always the greatest, but here we are to talk about it. Please do smash the like button. We will talk about the game because I don't know if I'm going to get frustrated. I don't know if I'm going to get angry, or I'm just going to be more on like a mellow tone the way I am. But do subscribe. Please, again, smash the like button. It goes a long ways, and it's literally 2 seconds of your time. But yeah, let's get straight into the game. Now, it would be quite in the it might be a bit disingenuous of me to say that Man City didn't deserve to win this game for coming from a game that, in the Champions League where they played 120 minutes and went out, and evidently looking knackered at Wembley today. Would serve no justice to them. And but at the same time, if I'm going to go off of opportunities, you could say that both sides it was equal both sides. But Chelsea had many moments in that game through Jackson or Caicedo or just the final ball from Augusto in from there to go and nick the way they need to nick it. Jackson had a sublime game until it came down to the final third. In that first half, Chelsea were playing their way out very, very nicely, very well. Foden got close to scoring, and it just wasn't there. And it was just like a little bit too easy for Chelsea to cut through them. Enzo Fernandez balling out. Caicedo was doing a very, very good job. Gallagher, for me, disappearing act. That this has to be his final big moment in a Chelsea shirt for me. If you want to grow as a club, maybe as a squad option, but certainly not in the first team, anyways. And I see why Chelsea fans get onto him. But as a collective, let's not act like Chelsea didn't play well, because they did. They defended very well. I thought Chalobah was a monster. He won't get the praise they did. Thiago Silva, his passing was very solid as well. Cucurella as well, again, dealt with what he needed to do. I didn't even realize Bernardo Silva was actually playing in the game up until he scored that goal. So I think as a collective in the first half, I think it was pretty even, and both teams, you could say, deserved what they deserved. Like, there wasn't a massive amounts created for them to say maybe, but Jackson did go through on goal. Foden did round the keeper. Gusto did mess up a final ball, a very simple one at that. And that's where you look at yourself as a Chelsea fan and say, this happens time and time again. When it comes to these sort of situations, it's that final ball or this final moments, and this is where you need a proper number 9 or a bagsman at least that isn't called Cole Palmer. I'm very annoyed. Now, Man United are probably going to go beat Coventry. Yeah, you can see it from at the back over there, right? That I support Manchester United. And even then, some of us are nervous that we might not go through because this team is diabolical. But now we have got the chance, because I do believe he's going to go through, to stop Man City doing a potential double. But Chelsea, that's just not good enough. I'm pretty sure most City fans be like, you know what? I'll take that. I'll take that. They didn't even need to get out of gear 1. I don't think Man City even got out of gear 1 while Chelsea were on gear 3, right? Rodri solid as ever. Grealish having a great game, in my opinion. Gusto and him had a great battle. Doku coming on didn't really provide much for me. And you could talk about many other players that were on it or not on it, John Stones' recoveries, his blocks were phenomenal along them lines. Walker with his recoveries. And yeah, Akanji bursting into the middle of the field at times, getting up the pitch. But I just look at this and just think, like, Chelsea just missed your own opportunity. And what's really annoyed me about this whole game in general, right, is Poch ruined it. Pochettino, that absolute fat apple, decided to ruin that game. Going to the back 5, bringing on Desasi, was so wrong. He done it against City in the game at the Etihad. If you lot remember, Chelsea were in good controlled measures, going to see the game out, getting good opportunities on the break and whatnot. And then he made the change to go to a back 5 at the Etihad, and obviously City ended up scoring. It felt like that game today as well at the same time. I'm thinking Chelsea look like they're the anti-City. Like, they're the only team that I feel like can really get at them and have a really, really good chance over the course of the last 5 years, you could say, right? And I know Chelsea have been battered by them, but Chelsea do give them good games in the cups, right? And I thought, bring on the Sassy. Sure, is the defender injured? Is he going to put him right back? Is there something wrong with Gusto because obviously he went down and had a potential injury? Precautionary, bring him on at right back to maybe shore things up. Pochettino done it again. He absolutely doesn't know how to manage a team. You set up correctly. I thought Madueke was actually very vibrant and very positive. And I thought, at the same time, Cole Palmer, Gallagher on the left makes no sense for me. Done absolutely nothing. At one point, I was thinking, is that Mudryk over there? Until I saw Mudryk actually get subbed on. I thought the Mudryk substitution was going to work out. Bring off Gallagher, bring on Mudryk. It makes sense. You got another outlet. You got another bit of pace going on. Because guess what? Getting past Kyle Walker is so long, and that's why Jackson had to keep drifting out to the left to go and support that. And when it come down to the middle, obviously left Cole Palmer to do whatever he had to do. Cole Palmer trying to make things happen, keep things ticking. Nearly scored as well in the second half. Same way Man City nearly scored in the second half from Foden. Petrovic got down really well. It's just these little things why I just don't believe Poch is the man at Chelsea whatsoever. It's just things like that. Why did you go to a back five? Did you think you was going to see out another half an hour against Manchester City and give them all total control while you have got limited chances? I didn't even think Chelsea were that tired. Yes, they faltered around the 70th minute and conceded possession, but City were already on control of the game anyways. In the first half, they had something around 60% possession, maybe even a little bit more, right? I'm just not a fan of that. That absolutely is so annoying. I wanted Chelsea to go through because I don't want Man United playing this team because I don't like this team. But to give us any sort of hope, I thought, yeah, Chelsea, I'm going to support them in this one. And you know what? They were looking really good. They're looking like they were up for it. They were hungry. The crowd didn't do any justice after the second half. Went absolutely flat in the whole stadium. The atmosphere was garbage, right? I thought that was appalling, right? And then it's just like Bob's your uncle. Pochettino stinks. He's just not a top manager, people. He's not a top manager, and he deserves to be sacked. I don't care what anyone tells me. Give him time. You can't get onto a Chelsea fan that gets onto Pochettino. Absolutely lost in that game, bottled it for them, and you got to feel for them a little bit because they were there. Like Man City were there for the taking. They were there for the taking, and it didn't happen. You could even put Mudryk up front and put Jackson over to the left. I'd have been. If I'm a player at Chelsea right now, I'm fuming. If I'm a fan, I'm fuming. And the fact they didn't go through because I hate City, I'm fuming in general. That's all I've really got to say for that. The substitute, they're so horrible. They were so horrible. And then you bring on Chilwell and Sterling at the very end. I can understand Sterling, right? Because obviously Sterling, apparently he's had some, he's lost a lot of weight. I think he was ill, something like that anyways. Chilwell coming on at the end. It's like, no, you make them sort of substitutions either way back earlier because you needed some fresh legs, fresh energy, or you bring him one in, obviously, when it comes to, what's it called, if there's extra time because you need fresh legs and energy. But you bring them on at the end, it's like you're giving them pity minutes. You're giving Sterling and Chilwell pity minutes. What's the point? And then also, even when you brought on the Sarsi and that, it took you 79 minutes to even make the change. That change, Mudryk should have came on in about the 65th minute, take Gallagher off because he's non-existent. He's not good enough for Chelsea's first 11. Well done to City, though. Look, you have to big up City. And you know why you have to big up City? It's the simple fact of, as I said before, they just got knocked out against one of the best teams, if not the best team in Europe right now, currently in Real Madrid, to a really resilient side that went to 120 minutes. But they kept themselves in the game. They defended very well, but there were still moments, the typical City moments. So well done to City in the end. And Chelsea, you know what? All sorry for you, man. But do smash a like in a bit, and we'll talk about it much more in depth, I'm pretty sure, on one of the lives. That's pathetic. Pochettino, you're